we're talking about identity. And it's a kind of big existential thing, which is like, okay, if I take on a worthy goal, who am I? Who am I becoming? And just to remind you, one of the kind of the teachings from How to Begin, there's a sense of you plus is refining your skills, often adding your skills and getting slightly better at what you already know and who you already are. You 2.0 is much more about, well, who am I and what's my identity and what's the next version of myself that I'm growing into. And anytime you do that, the question at the heart of it is, well, what am I going to say yes to and what am I going to say no to? And part of what's challenging around it is that we have a lot of deep commitments to ourselves and to the people around us, into the world, about showing up as you currently are. So this idea of shifting identity, it's not a casual thing. It involves, a welcoming in of certain things and a farewelling of other things. I mean, this is just nicer words for saying yes and saying no to things. And part of what I got excited about this topic was this is exactly what I've been wrestling with for a year, because my worthy goal for a year has been to become a writer. When we talk about the 3 Ps you can have for your worthy goal, you can have a project you're working on, you can have the people, and so redefining relationships you have, and then you can have patterns, your own ways of showing up. And every worthy goal is going to have some elements of all 3 of those, but your worthy goal will probably have an emphasis on one of those. Well, I've tried to put my emphasis on the patterns, which is around becoming a writer. And I distinguish that from being an author, because an author is, I've got some books. It's a measurement of an output. I've got books and I am an author, clearly, because I've got some books that I've written. But a writer is much more of a sense of how I show up in the world and how I see myself and how I design my world around who I am. And it's been really hard. I mean, it's been hard, and it has been an ongoing process. It hasn't just been a light switch, turning it on and off. And I feel like I'm getting closer to being able to say I'm a writer and have an ecosystem that supports that. This is such a helpful thing for me, because in part it's like, let me think about all the ways I've been trying to figure this out myself. And part of what we're trying to manage against is basically recidivism. So, in the context of the world of prison reform, recidivism is the extremely depressing statistics that 3/4 of people who are in prison return to prison after they've been released. They are unable to break the cycle and build the new life. I mean, it's grim. It's like 70% of people in the US anyway, there's recidivism for the first 10% within 3 years, and it gets up to about 85% of people have returned to crime after about 9 years, within a 9-year period. So it's hard. It's hard to break this cycle. So part of what I was thinking about as I was designing this is like, I'm kind of designing against my own recidivism about returning to the old version I am, rather than trying to step into the new version I am. As soon as you hit that subscribe button, your EQ and your IQ increases by at least 20 points. So hit that subscribe button now.